tác giả của hai cuốn sách. Một cuốn sách là ESP, UESP là cuốn sách ra năm 2010, và bây giờ có một cuốn sách anh sắp ra là cuốn sách State of Mind sắp ra, mà được nhiều người trong hội ảo thuật rất là khen ngợi cuốn sách này. Anh năm 2014 anh đã bỏ ra khoảng 5 tháng để đi trên chuyến du thuyền là Norwegian Cruise Line và biểu diễn. Và hôm nay anh ảo thuật gia này đã bỏ cái chương trình mà anh hay thường có ở bên Baltimore để sang đến bên này giúp vui cho chúng ta. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event, right? I would like to introduce you to the man who just you are about to see. He has one feet in the entertainment center world, and the other one in the world of human potential and consciousness. He's a regular performer at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. He starred in 4 of his own hour-long TV special for TLC channel. He's also the author of 2 books, and one of them is going to be published next month, and this has already been praised by a lot of magicians and noteworthy scholars and scientists. And the book is called State of Mind. So when the book is out, I just wish that I will introduce the book, and I hope that you would support him. Last year he spent about like 5 months in the on the Norwegian cruise line, the newest ship, the Getaway. And actually tonight he took off from his regular show in Baltimore at the Illusion Art and Theater, where he's performing his amazing show while anticipating and promoting the release of his new book every Friday and Saturday night until the end of July. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the man who knows, Alan Nu.
All right, now I want to just have everybody on this side go, yeah! Yeah! All right, everybody on this side go, yeah! Yeah! All right, now everybody hold your hands into fists, just like this, okay? And hold your hands high up in the air, okay? As high as you can in the air, okay? And I'm just gonna have you say, yeah, at the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, yeah! One more time on this side. Yeah! Okay, there we go. That's for Facebook later on. You can look me up. My name is Alan Nu, the man who knows. So, just so you know, this is going to be the English-speaking portion of the evening. And so, for those of you who might have trouble following along, I will do my best to make things as clear as possible. My name is Alan Nu. I am the man who knows, and I know, right about now, many of you there in your chairs are probably asking yourselves, so just what is it that this man who knows? And I know this, and that is that each of us have experienced something in our lives that we don't understand, that in fact, that even knowing magic would not be able to explain. This is the mystery that interplays between our thoughts and the heavens and the stars. Now, as that gets a little bit deep, I want you to take note of on your hands, underneath your palms, there are these lines, and these lines are called bracelets. People who read palms call these bracelets. What I want you all to do at this point is, you might have to put down your drinks for this. Bring your hands together and make sure that your bracelets form one continuous line going all the way across both of your wrists so that they're lined up. And then what you're going to do is carry along and kind of keep them lined up all the way up until you can come up to a prayer position like this. And you can put in a good word for my show while you're at it. I want you at this point to keep your hands like this, okay? Keep your hands like this, okay? And take note of look at your longest middle finger and note which one is longer than the other, because one of them might be a little bit longer than the other, so note which one is longer and which one is shorter of your middle finger. And then hold up your hand that has the shorter finger. Shorter finger, hold up your hand. Now, turn your palms towards yourself. And I want you to use your imagination, because your imagination is the most powerful thing inside of yourself that can create magic. So imagine in your palm that you see a bright light. Just use your imagination. And as you imagine that bright light, imagine it's a white line of energy that goes from your brain, down your arm, up through that white light and into the sky, through the middle finger. Take a deep breath and blow towards that palm, seeing the white light disappear. And now, all you need to do is take your hands and match up your bracelets once again, and then bring your bracelets around, come up to that prayer position, and take note of which finger seems longer now. Many of you will probably notice that the shorter finger has now gotten a little bit longer to match the other finger, if not surpassed it. Raise your hand if that ever actually happened to you. Oh, look at this. We did get a good majority of you. You know something? If you continue to do this every single day for the entire week, you should be able to grow your fingers up to about 6 to 8 inches in length. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't work with other parts of the body either. So at this point, let's now talk about the mind and how we might be able to read people's minds. Some people think that mind reading has something to do with body language, facial expressions, and being able to determine how people are reacting to you as you're speaking to them. So let me at this point try something that involves what we'll call, we'll do it with no observation whatsoever. See, usually what happens is that when you look at someone, you might be able to tell not what they're thinking, but roughly how they might be feeling. So let's now try something up here on this stage that might involve two people who I have yet to meet, who might have had a funny feeling at some point that they might have had a psychic experience. Let's see, how many people might be interested in this? Raise your hand. Okay, let's see. Oh, we have a young lady here. Tell everybody your name. It's V.
Yeah.
V. Okay, and let me see. Over here, your name over here is? Lou. Lou. Lou and V. Come on up here. Let's give them both a big round of applause as they approach the stage. Okay, beautiful. I'll take these chairs and bring them out here like this. Now let me ask you a question. First of all, do the two of you know each other? No. Well, then go ahead and shake hands first. You guys are going to be the team, okay? So, Lou and V. What I'll have you do at this point is come up here onto this platform and have a seat in these chairs, if you would. Very good. And I'll ask you a simple question. Have you ever been hypnotized before, Lou? No. V? No. Here's the good news. I'm not going to hypnotize them. But what I am going to do is place them in a state of mind in which hopefully you'll all be able to experience something very interesting, if not profound, take place. In order to do this, I'm going to have both of you be very, very comfortable in your chairs. I don't want you to think that I'm going to embarrass you in any way. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I just want you to be very relaxed. So sit down in a very relaxed position the way you like. Put your hands on your laps. Sit up real tall in your chairs. Heads aligned with your spine so you're facing forward. Okay? And now go ahead and close your eyes right now. And as you close your eyes, I want you to continue keeping your eyes shut throughout the entire demonstration until I clap my hands, and then you'll open your eyes at this point. But during this entire demonstration, what I'm going to have you do is just imagine that there are just clouds billowing forth in front of you. Imagine these clouds. And when I count to 3, you're going to take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine blowing those clouds as they part. Up ahead, you see a staircase. Those stairs lead upwards. I want you to imagine yourselves walking towards those stairs, looking up the stairs, and then walking up the stairs. With each step you take up the stairs, your body becomes more and more relaxed. Each step you take up the stairs, body becomes more and more relaxed until you reach the very top. Now, when you reach the top step, you'll continue to climb until you see a doorway. So continue to get to that doorway, turn the knob, step through, and let the door shut behind you. You now find yourself inside of a dark hallway. But up ahead, you see some light. So I want you to imagine yourselves walking towards that light, allowing it to get larger and larger, brighter and brighter as you approach it. You realize it's a spotlight hanging down from the ceiling, casting a pool of light on the floor in front of you. Imagine yourselves at this point stepping into that spotlight, and when you do, you will see each other. So Lou will see V on one side, V sees Lou on the other side. They shake hands in the center of that spotlight, and taking a step backwards out of the spotlight, they have a seat in those 2 chairs conveniently located behind them in their imagination. And now, in this state of mind, I want you both to feel completely sensitized. In other words, your whole body feels completely sensitized, and you will remember every single thing you feel. So if you feel me tap you or touch you, I want you to count how many times you feel me tap you or touch you. I might take a feather and brush it across your face. Stay completely still. Just count how many times you feel me brush that feather across the face, roughly where it is across the face. You feel me brush that feather. But first, let's focus on the tapping, okay? Because I tapped one of you. Please raise your left hand if you felt tapped. Now, with your left hand, please point to the area of your body that you felt tapped on. And with your left hand, please hold up the number of fingers that correspond to how many times you felt me tap you there. Place your left hand down. Now let's focus on the brushing the feather across the face. Raise your left hand if you felt a brush across the face with a feather. With your left hand, place it on the area of your face you felt brushed on. And with your left hand, hold up the number of fingers corresponding to how many times you felt me brush you there. Excellent. Place your left hand down. I'm going to try this one more time. And this time, if you feel a brush across the face with a feather, raise your left hand. With your left hand, please point to the area of your face you felt brushed on. With your left hand, please hold up the number of fingers that correspond to how many times you felt me brush you there. Place your left hand down. I want you to imagine yourselves at this point getting up out of your chairs. You're walking back down the hall the way you came, all the way back down towards those doors. Imagine yourselves walking right up to the doors, stepping through, and finding yourself at the top platform of the staircase looking down. You then begin to descend the stairs. So with each step you take down the stairs now, your body becomes more and more aware of the people looking upon you, shifting around in front of you. When I clap my hands, you'll both open your eyes, and tonight you will have the deepest sound of sleep you've had in a very long time. Are you ready? Open your eyes. Give them a big cheer. They were good, huh? Okay, stay right where you are for the time being. Just stay right where you are. Because what was I saying at the very outset? I was talking about mind reading and whether or not it was possible to actually read someone's mind. And what we were talking about was that it is possible to look at someone's facial expressions or look at their body language to get an idea of what they might be thinking or feeling. In fact, just like how all of you can right now look into their faces and see for yourselves right now that they have no idea what just took place. So let's interview them and see what was going on in their mind. Lou, did you feel hypnotized at all? Not really. How about you? V?
I don't know.
You don't know. Interesting. But during this process, you felt me tap you on what part of the body? Do you remember? Right shoulder. How many times? Twice on the right shoulder. And you felt?
I felt it
Twice on the right shoulder. Interesting. Now, later on, I took a feather and brushed it across what part of your face? Do you remember?
my nose
Your nose. How many times?
for
One time across the nose. So you remember that. And you recall? One time on your nose. You really felt. Interesting. In fact, what's interesting about this is that I did actually take my finger and I tapped you twice on the right shoulder. And then I took this feather over here and I brushed you once on the nose. However, with you, I never brushed you on the nose with the feather. And with you, I never tapped you on the shoulder. Am I right? I think they both deserve a big round of applause. Thank you very much for jumping up and volunteering. Thank you very much, Lou and V. Now, at this point, I know that you're probably wondering if it is possible to connect with things in a greater way. And so what I would like to do at this point is just share with you something kind of interesting that involves a card trick. Oh, I feel the love. Actually, I'll tell you a few things about cards that maybe you don't know, and hopefully you'll be able to explain this to some of your friends at the next social gathering you have. A deck of cards is a lot like a calendar when you think about it. There's 4 suits to a deck of cards, just like there's 4 seasons to a year. There's 52 cards in a deck, just like 52 weeks in a year. And if we were to take every single card and add them up, so aces equal 1, and then add up all the way up through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then jacks equal 11, queens equal 12, kings are 13. Add them all up, you end up with 364. 1 day shy of 365. That's why there's 2 jokers, one to represent the 365th day, and the second one to represent the extra day in leap year extra day in February when leap year comes around. In fact, if you were to spell in English the letters, the words ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, and then count the letters, you would actually find 52 letters. Yes, I have no life. So at this point, let's try something that's kind of mysterious. I know that some of you at the tables got a chance to see me do sleight of hand card tricks. And that really was one of my loves when I was very young. I was really interested in how much I could control the cards using my own dexterity, using my own manipulation. But now, what I've become more interested in is whether or not the cards just work on their own. And so let's see if we can find a strange connection besides the fact that we're all here for the Vietnamese Photographic Association. So how about if we can find someone in the audience to just raise their hand. Okay, I'll start with this young lady over here. Stand up where you are. And I want you to just call out in a big loud voice, either red or black. What do you want? Red. Okay, so she says red. Turn around. Look at everybody behind you at the tables. I want you to point to one person at a table. Who would you point to? This woman right over here. I'd like you, she didn't even want to be pointed to. That was amazing. So, if you could call out one of the 2 red suits, what would you call out? Either hearts or diamonds. What do you want? Diamonds. Okay. Now I want you to go over to this table and find somebody at that table. Who would you point to? This woman over here? Okay. Now you get to choose between ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Any of the 13 values. Which diamond do you want?
Queen.
Queen. The queen of diamonds. And now you get to point to one other person somewhere back there. Who would you point to? Okay, you can point to one of the people up front. Okay, what's your name? What is it? That's easy for you to say. I couldn't even hear you. Tell me. Namfu. Namfu, and tell me your name. Faith and Namfu. Do me a favor. Faith, give me a number. We'll say a 2-digit number between 10 and 25 would be about halfway through the deck. What number would you call out? 21? Okay, come over here, both of you. Now look. Take these cards. Namfu, and once again it's Faith. Namfu, hold your hands like this. Okay? We got the cameras on these girls. Okay? That's good, because we want the people in the cheap seats to see as well. Okay? Faith, take the cards out of the box. Don't drop them. Take them all out. Okay? Good. So now I didn't touch anything, right? I'll take the box. Nothing inside, right? Okay, good. So she has them all. Hold them in your hand face down. And then I'm going to have you deal face up into her hand. 1 card. And that card represents the number 1. But you said 21, right? So let's go and continue dealing until we get to the 21st position. Now, when we get to 21, though, wouldn't it be weird if it was the Queen of Diamonds? It would be weird, right? So let's see how close we get. That's 1. Let's go, everybody. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop right there. That's 20, right? I don't see a single queen. If that next card is the Queen of Diamonds, that's pretty amazing. Wouldn't it be amazing? Let's show it to them. Let's see how close we came. That is crazy. You know, what I'm saying when I talk about these types of things is that it doesn't make any sense sometimes, and yet sometimes we can just make things happen. So I'll tell you what, because these must be magic cards, I'm going to give these to you as a special souvenir, and later on after the show I'll sign them and decrease their value instantly, okay? Thank you very much for helping me. Namfu, thank you very much. Let's give them both a big round of applause.